Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Grace Tutor, and what we do here provide very important information that can help you to have a better performance in technical drawing examination. And here we have 2025 WAEC technical drawing objective questions, and I'm going to provide answers to these questions. Okay. Let's move on to question 1, which says the most appropriate tool for drawing arcs and curves is a pair of compasses. That is option B, is the answer to question 1. Question 2, the set of instruments used for drawing vertical and horizontal lines are T-square and Z-square. Option B is the answer to question 2. Then question 3, the type of line used for outline is a thick line. Option A is the answer to question 3. And question 4, arching lines for sectioning are inclined at an angle of 45 degrees. That is option B is the answer to question 4. Question 5, the most suitable scale for measuring a distance of 1.76 meters is a diagonal scale. So a plane scale is for a measurement of 1 point something, 1.7 or 1.2, depending on the calibration of the scale. When it's come to a measurement like this, in which it is written to 2 decimal places, so we have it to be a diagonal scale. So if it's for 1 decimal place, so we have it to be a plane scale. So take note of that. All right, so now let's move to question 6. The number of bisectors required to obtain a 15-degree angle from a 120-degree angle is 3. That is option C is the answer to question 6. Question 7, the sum of interior angles of the polygon shown in figure 1 is 540 degrees, because this is a pentagon. So the sum of angles in the pentagon is 540 degrees. So option D is the answer to question 7. Then question 8 says, the type of polygon shown in figure 2 is a reentrant polygon. So option B gives us the answer to question 8. Question 9, the aim of the construction shown in figure 3 is to obtain an inscribed pentagon. So this line QP or PQ is divided into 5 equal parts. So we have to obtain a 5-sided polygon. So that is the pentagon. Option A is the answer to question 9. Then question 10, when drawing a circle in isometric projection, the circle appears as ellipse. That is option C is the answer to question 10. So question 11, figure 4 shows 2 unequal circles with an external arc of R30. The distance OQ is 50 millimeters. So because if this circle has a radius of 20 and this arc is drawn with a radius of 30, so all you have to do is to sum the radius of this circle and the radius of this arc, sum them together, and that will give us 15. So option C is the answer to question 11. Then question 12, to draw a circumscribed circle to a triangle, we have to bisect. So bisect any 2 sides. So option B is the answer to question 12. Then when we move to question 13 here, the circle in the triangle shown in figure 5 is drawn by bisecting any 2 angles. That is option B is the answer to question 13. Then question 14, the following are conic sections except cycloid. So option B is the answer to question 14. And question 15, in figure 6, line XS is parallel to line PR. The triangle that has the same area as quadrilateral PQR is XYR. XYR is the triangle that has equal area as quadrilateral PQRS. So the answer is option D, is answer to question 15. Then question 16. The locus of a point equidistant from a given line is a parabola. That is option B, is answer to question 16. And question 17. The eccentricity of an ellipse is 3/4. So eccentricity of an ellipse is always less than 1. So among these options that we have here, 3/4 is the answer to the question. That is option B is the answer to question 17. Then when we move to question 18. So question 18. So we have that the true length of a line parallel to the horizontal plane is seen on the horizontal plane. So we have it on the horizontal plane. So option B is the answer to question 18. The question 19 says that the AutoCAD modifying command shown in figure 7 is a chamfer command. That is option B, gives us the answer to question 19. So question 20, in perspective drawing, the point used to create the illusion of depth is vanishing point. So that is option C is the answer to question 20. So question 21, the correct plan of the isometric block shown in figure 8 is option A is the answer to this question. Then question 22, the symbol shown in figure 9 is a first angle projection. That is option C is the answer to question 22. Then question 23. So here we have that an auxiliary view that is projected from the given plan is first auxiliary elevation. That is option B is answer to question 23. Then question 24. The line XX in figure 10 is a cutting plane. That is option D, gives us the answer to question 24. Then question 25. The type of section shown in figure 11 is a full section. That is option B is answer to question 25. Question 26, in the development of solids, the line, the joint line is also called seam. That is option C is the answer to question 26. Question 27, the correct curve of interpenetration of two cylinders of equal diameters is shown as option C is the answer to this question. Then question 28, an example of a plane figure is a deltoid. That is option B, gives us the answer to question 28. 29, oblique drawing is the type of drawing with the axis at 45 degrees. So that is option C is the answer to that question. Then question 30, the symbol shown in figure 12 is a variable resistor. That is option C is the answer to question 30. So we have answered question 1 to 30 on the general question. Now let's take question 31 to 40 on building drawing. Now question 31. The building tool shown in figure 13 is a rammer. That is option B is the answer to that. So question 32. The type of foundation shown in figure 14 is a raft foundation. That is option C is the answer to that question. Then question 33. So the figure 15 shows the elevation of a door hinge at the bottom. That is option A is the answer to question 33. 34. A part of a staircase is balustrade. That is option B is answer to that question. Question 35. A specification given as 150 by 50 rafter at 50 center describe part of a roof. That is option D, gives us the answer to question 35. 36, which of the following is not a roof member? So jam is not a roof member. That's option A is the answer to question 36. Then we have to make use of this diagram to answer question 37 and 38. 37, the capacitor is represented by S. That's option B is the answer to question 37. 38, the part labeled P is the key. That is option A is the answer to question 38. Then question 39. The symbol shown in figure 17 represents a water closet, option D. And question 40, the conventional representation of a double swing single door is option C is the answer to question 40. So we have answered question 31 to 40 on building drawing, as we have done that of question 1 to 30 on general geometrical drawing. So it's as simple as I've done it here. All you have to do is to take a personal study on technical drawing. I'll be able to give answers to questions like this without wasting time. Thank you, and God bless you.